Okay, just going through how we set the wire up. Similar to the Comax machines, we have a thumb wheel here and here for adjusting the roller gap, and then we have lifter here and here. So I generally, with the rollers lifted, insert the wire right through the machine, and starting with the input rollers, I lower the roller with the wire moving freely. I'll then lower the upper roller to close the gap so that you can't pull the wire out, and repeat that exercise with the exit rollers. It's nicely gripped, it's not crushing the wire. Machine's now ready to process the wire, so we'll move on to programming the actual machine. Let's go. Okay, now we'll deal with programming the machine. Using the up-down keys, you can navigate around the input screen. Start with the cursor on PRG. That is your program number, and you can input into that a program number to save your settings to a respective wire. Moving across, SPD is the speed. You've got speed settings from 0 to 9. LEN is length, so you input there using the numeric keys the length of the wire that you want to process. In this case it's 80mm long. Now the AMT button gives you the total amount of wires produced, and this is linked into the quantity and how many batches you want to do, and I'll come to that as we work through the program. So AMT, when you start the batch running, would always be set at 0 to start with. AC is the front end strip length. So in this case we're doing a 5mm front end strip length. IS is the pull off. It's the amount you want to pull the slug off the end of the wire. If you want to take it right off, you program it larger than the strip length. If you wanted to just remove the slug by 1mm, you would put 1mm in there. When the stripping's done, it literally just pulls the slug along, leaving a 1mm gap. And then BC is the rear end strip length, and BS is the rear pull off length. Total, in there you put the total wires you want to produce, which in this case we're going to produce 1,000 wires. And GRP is in groups. So what we're saying is we're going to do 1,000 wires, and we're going to do them in groups of 100. So it'll do 100 wires, and then the machine will pause with a delay of 5 seconds. We've put in 5 seconds. You can put in longer or shorter. So machine runs, 100 wires produced. It then pauses for 5 seconds to allow an operator to clear the wires produced, and then it will automatically restart. That is linked to the AMT button, the AMT in the display that I spoke about earlier. That will tell you at any one time how many wires through that batch of 1,000 you've produced. MS is, we've got it off at the moment, and that is if you want to do a window strip within the wire. So for example, you can have a front end strip, a middle strip in the length of the wire, and then a rear end strip. DIA, and this is the diameter of the wire core. It is not, it is a value, it is not the actual wire size. So we put in there a value, and then you adjust the value that suits the wire size. If you're going in too deep and damaging the cores of the wire, then you increase the number, so you go higher. If when you process the wire it's not doing the strip properly, it's just sort of dragging on the insulation, you need to go in deeper, so therefore you would reduce the value in the wire DIA. The RTL is the retreat of the blades, so the blades go in to sever the insulation and then they step back a small amount while the stripping process is happening, and that prevents the blades scoring the cores. So at that point then it auto saves as soon as you press start, and we'll process the cable now. And there we have our 80mm wire, 5mm strip each end with the slugs removed.